We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
Wow! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blab. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Oh, I'm live. Hey! For some reason, I switched over, and here we are. I don't know. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Welcome on out. It's Side Scrollers here on a wonderful Tuesday. I'm snipping. We're good. Here we are, everybody. I'm Stuttering Greg. Good to see you. How are you, Blabs?
All of a sudden, I'm like looking at the screens, and all of a sudden, I'm like, what? Anyway, hi, chat. I'm sorry. We're very professional.
It's been a rough few days, Blabs. I've been struggling.
It has been for you, yeah.
I'm on the struggle bus, guys.
He's on the short struggle bus.
The baby bus. The baby bus right now. And on top of that, I'm just trying to plow on through, man. It's been, like I said.
Need some elderberry.
I have had, no, I haven't had the elderberry. I've had some vitamin C.
Gotta get some elderberry.
Yeah.
Get the vitamins and the elderberries. And the tea? You having the tea?
No tea.
How many times have I told you about the tea?
Yes, I know you like the tea. I get it.
It's good for you when you're sick.
Well, I'm not sick. I don't.
You literally have just been saying you've been on a struggle bus. You've been talking about how your allergies have been hurting you and your throat, and you were sick.
Allergies aren't.
You literally said yesterday, pre-meeting, I've been sick all weekend.
Well, sick is a loose term, all right? And I know Lunduke knows what I'm talking about. When you say you're sick, it doesn't really mean you're sick. It just means like you kind of got this, like, like I got a little.
You got the man sniffles. Yeah.
And now he's muted. God damn it, Craig.
What are you guys doing?
Dude,
I don't even know.
This is unprofessional nonsense, and I won't stand for it.
Yes.
You know what the crazy thing about this is? And thank you, Lunduke. I appreciate it. Yes.
You're welcome.
You should not as well stand for that. I can't even switch Lunduke to the center here. I don't even know what's going on.
Assistance. Here you go.
Yeah, I don't even know what.
I can't do it either.
What is happening?
That's all right. No. I'll be on the side. I'll be on the center in everybody's hearts. It'll be great.
Wait, I really can't. Like, it's just you can drag it, but nothing happens. Hang.
Oh Lord, what
that
a mess!
Didn't work.
What a mess we have today. I got congestion here. We got congestion here. It's all over the place. It's crazy. Well, how are you today, man?
I'm doing fantastic.
Better than us.
I was sick all weekend because I have kids, and you get sick all weekend, and that's part of having kids. But I feel okay right now.
Yeah. Blabs, you all right?
It's just funny. I was like, hang on, I just booted myself. It's fine.
Right,
Happy Tuesday.
Hey, Blabs was telling me before the show she did something for the first time ever.
That's
Do you want to share?
Internet. Thank you.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Okay, well.
No.
Really? You don't want to share your first time experience?
No, not that one. No.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you later, Lunduke. As a parent, you'll appreciate it for sure. So.
Okay.
All right. Well, look, we got a great show lined up. If we can move past the first 4 minutes of this nonsense, we can and we will. We're glad you're with us today. We got a lot going on, and listen. Today's thumbnail changed at the last second because we have some more tomfoolery and insanity happening in the world, and we want to talk about that. We have a noticeable video game being shut down today. Rest in peace, Blabs. It's Nintendo Switch Week, and nobody seems to notice that there's a major console launch happening on Friday. Thursday.
Huge.
Yes, this is, so we'll see how that goes. Twitch is being sued over its terms of service, which Lunduke didn't have any idea prior.
This one caught me off guard. I don't know. Maybe I overslept this morning, but holy crud.
This is a big one. We're going to talk about Asmongold and some of the censorship that he was talking about, and having to do with some of the things that have happened in the real world over the last couple days. And we may have an opportunity to go on a side adventure today. Blabs really wants to play that intro very, very bad.
Yeah, I do. I really like it.
So we'll do our best to get there. But first and foremost, Lunduke, you've been on the show before, but we always like to remind everybody, where can everybody find you? Tell everybody what you do and everything, and why you're such a bad man.
I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad influence on everybody. I cover big tech and open source and whatever in ways that piss all of them off. That's what I do. That's my thing. Lunduke.com. I publish on a ton of different platforms. If you go to Lunduke.com, they're all over there. So if you dislike making big tech happy, is that the right way to say it? Probably. Yeah. Go to Lunduke.com and click things. There you go. There's the promo.
I legitimately think your website is one of my favorite websites I've ever been to.
I know, right?
It's like, there it is.
I feel very passionately about this website. There is one page. There is no JavaScript. There's like one CSS tag in there somewhere and one image. It's just, it's like an Angel Fire GeoCities website. And that is entirely intentional. And I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Like I think I mentioned this last time. The only thing you're missing here is a hit counter on the bottom of the screen.
I need a hit counter and looks good in Mosaic and Netscape and maybe a little under construction GIF. Like I want to put those at the bottom, but I'm afraid to do that because it'll slow the load times down.
That's right. Yes.
No, I don't want to put a few K worth of GIFs down there. You know what I'm saying?
I like that you're really hoping that looks good on Netscape of all the.
My fans are the kind of people that will literally load this up in text-based web browsers inside of a terminal and critique me if it doesn't look right in a text mode web browser built in 1742. So I have to make sure it looks good old school.
I love that, man. That's great stuff. If it doesn't load in blistering speed in 1993 on AOL dial-up, then
it's got to be good on a 2400 baud or I'm out.
It's rejected to half court. I love it. I love everything about that. All right. Like I said, we got a lot going on. Glad you're with us today. Big ups to our brand new Plus members, Zuli, Guardian, and John 40, who became Plus members over at SidescrollersPlus.com. Love to see that. We got a lot of good things coming up for you guys over on Plus, including tomorrow. Kirsha will be doing an exclusive stream over there. What are you calling it, Blabs? Q&A and chill?
Yeah, we're calling it the Q&A and chill stream.
Okay, so that sounds great. So Kirsha will be joining exclusively for Plus members. Now, from what I understand, there's like a somewhere you can put your questions
so
in.
There is a post for supporters over on Plus. It's pinned, I think, at the top, or it was pinned at this point. And it's basically you just drop any old question you have for Kirsha with respect, and she will go and answer everything tomorrow on the live stream at 3 p.m. Eastern.
All right,
that's how you say her name.
Kirsha, yeah.
Yes.
Not like Asmongold. Kirsha, whatever it is he says. We still have that somewhere, don't we, that clip? Let me see.
Yeah, we got Kirsha is completely fucking right. 100%.
Kirsha.
So we got that. We also have King of the Couch coming up in just a couple of weeks, like 10 days. Once again, Blabs and Phoenix are going to be coming in town next week, and we have our big King of the Couch premium event happening on Side Scrollers Plus. Once again, the undercard and the undercard will be available for everybody on YouTube, with the main card happening on Side Scrollers Plus. So join us over there. You can use promo code COUCH and get $30 off your annual membership over there. That's the best way to support us. We'd really appreciate it. Closing in on 700 members over there. Thank you guys very, very much. All right. We always like to start the show with Today in Gaming History. Lunduke, would you like to look through the list of games to see which games Blabs potentially may have put on the list for today?
I'm not prepared for this. Where's the links of the
Where's
thing?
the homework?
Holy heavens.
Here it is. So we just kind of take a glance down here and see what games Blabs may have put on the top 3 for today. I'm going to go with.
I know Lost Levels is important and all that, but I just was never a Lost Levels guy. Probably because I'm American, but
right. But here's the thing: it's not about you.
Wait, you see the screen? I don't see anything.
It's always about me.
I appreciate that, and that's what I like about you. But you have to think how Blabs thinks. Blabs, you can't see the screen?
No, are you sharing?
It looks great right here. I'm seeing it.
Brilliant, yeah.
Dude, I see it
Labs, you
scrolling
got to
on the
learn to use a
bottom.
computer better.
No,
Yeah.
listen, I see it scrolling on the bottom. I'm gonna refresh because this is messed up. Please hold.
Okay. Wow. Just all sorts of chaos happening today. I'm going to say Blabs did put the lost levels on. I'm also going to say Blabs put.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, it's working now. I'm going to say you put Lego Indiana Jones on because it's a Lego game. So Blabs, I said lost levels, Lego Indiana Jones, and you should have put Ninja Gaiden 2, but you didn't. I'm going to say last one here, probably Hot Shots Golf Open Tee.
Okay. Well, so.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
The Lost Levels released in Japan in 1986. Bomberman Generation was released in 2002. And then obviously I had to put Lego Indiana Jones, the original adventures, releasing back in 2008. And side note, last night I made a ranking video for Plus of all the Lego video games that I have played. So that's actually dropping in a couple hours later today, just for Plus members. Kind of as a little bonus saying thanks for being here. This is what I think of certain Lego video games, and I guarantee it's going to piss people off. So,
Aren't there like a million of those? Like,
there's a lot of them, but I didn't rank the ones I didn't play because obviously you can't rank something you don't.
how many of you played? I'm
I'm
morbidly
a
curious.
chunk of them.
Because I have kids, and so they've played a lot of them, but I'm guessing you've played more.
Yeah, I mean, I played all the Star Wars ones. At this point, there's like 5 or 6 Star Wars ones. There's the Incredibles, some of the Marvel, some of the Harry Potter, Jurassic World. Yeah. Indiana Jones 1 and 2.
Holy heavens.
Well,
all right. Well, I'm proud of you. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lunduke's proud of you. That's a
High
nice little
praise,
badge
man.
of honor right there. I like that. All right. And also high praise. Marmalin coming in with 10 says, don't give in, Craig. Tea is for the weak. Coffee, gunpowder, eggs, and freedom. Let's go, Marmalin. No. Labs, do you like coffee?
Yeah, I have a... Remember my whole thing in Texas about how you guys have shit coffee?
Oh, yeah. Lunduke, do you drink coffee? I'm not a coffee guy personally.
A little bit. My wife's a coffee lady. She drinks the coffee in the house. I'm more of a tea guy.
Ha.
Yeah.
You say hot like you're proving something to me. Like
Yes. Like, no. That's to the chat who says that tea's not manly.
Oh, okay.
Tea is manly, man.
That's
Get a good iced tea going on a hot day. That's solid. That's lazy manly. It's good.
Okay. Iced tea. See, there's a difference. See, Blab's over
still
here.
tea, bro.
She's talking about keeping that tea out with
hot tea is good. Hot tea is good. But I live in the South. The South, it's like 100 degrees at like 7 a.m. I can't go around drinking hot tea all day or I'll die. So I got to drink iced tea.
This is true.
Yeah, tea is good.
You go sweet tea or unsweet tea?
I'm an in the middle guy because if I drink all sweet tea, I go full Wilford Brimley and I'll be getting the diabetes before I go to bed at night. But I mix it up a little bit.
Get them diabetes from the Wilford. Hayden came in and says StreamYard sucks. We at GCA will probably be switching to Evmux. Mo Zamboni did a month-long investigation of other streaming studios to try to find the best bang for your buck. Evmux is half the price of StreamYard 2. Hayden, thank you very much. As a matter of fact, we are actually going to be...
And we'll never know because StreamYard censored him.
What the heck?
I don't understand.
What is this?
Hang on.
Yeah, really? Did I go underwater too?
Yeah,
it was cool. It was wicked cool. Computers are tight.
So context for the chat. So Craig and I have obviously admin, so I can see whenever he mutes himself on StreamYard. And as he was talking, his mic just flashes to mute. And he didn't do it, right? So StreamYard's literally muted him as he was saying how we're moving away from StreamYard. So you shall not speak.
Yeah, you do not mention that. Well, I will mention this. Patriotic Gestalt came in with the $50 super, says the Lunduke fee. Let's go. All right.
Heavens.
Titties.
You guys with your bouncings.
Hey, congratulations. There you did that. Look at how uncomfortable Lunduke. He's literally just like, what am I doing on this show? I don't even understand. Let's make Lunduke super uncomfortable today. All right. Snooty came in with a 20. Says, do you think you ever going to do gaming on weekends? Maybe once a month. Also, if you could, Also, if you would, could Plus members get a chance to game with you? Not for me, but for a lot of good gamers here on Plus. Yeah, that's something we've talked about doing. We're actually going to do some gaming here pretty soon with Vera. We're just trying to lock in a day. Don't know if it's going to be on the weekends, but we're definitely going to do a little bit more video gaming with you guys. So Jacob says, Lunduke reboot Linux action show. Is this a show you used to do?
It used to be the largest Linux show in the world.
Wow.
We did this for years and years and years, and then we didn't do it anymore because we were tired of doing it.
What is the largest Linux show in the world look like? Like, what is the viewership for a large Linux show?
When we were rocking the Linux action show, I think the podcast downloads somewhere between 80 and 120,000 for the weekly podcast. We record on Sundays, and over the course of a week, an average show just shy of about 100K, something like that.
That is outstanding. There's a lot of
there's a lot of nerds out there, dude. Yeah. Now, to be fair, though, this literally was the largest. Most Linux podcasts are like 12 people listening, and they're all furries. Like, most of them are real small. The biggest ones get pretty big. At least they used to, but most of them are very, very small. It's not like the streaming space where there's room for lots and lots of game streamers and whatnot. The Linux world has room for like 2 good shows. That's what it's got room for.
You mentioned something in there that kind of caught my ear. We had a buddy recently who was canceled. You said most Linux shows are like 8 people or like all furries, right?
Yeah.
We had a buddy who was recently canceled from a convention appearance, Camelot 331. I don't know if you saw that story.
Yeah, absolutely did. Yeah.
So he was on our show. Blabs had him on, and he was kind of talking about it. And there's been some additional fallout here for what he said about really what they're saying that he said that caused him to get removed was that he said that there's mental issues in the youth today, and that causes them to go out to smaller fringe communities, and not everybody in that community is psycho, but there are some, just a handful of people that give everybody a bad name, and they took that as, this is sacrilegious. How can you say this? This is damaging to our community and all these things. But I don't think he said anything that was wrong.
No, I don't either. I was looking into it too, and it was was it the Game and Geek Expo? He was canceled from. They gave him the boot after he was planning to show up like with merchandise.
Hello.
And they gave him the boot, and it's not the crazy. Whoa, that was cool. We're back now, though, and that's
what happened.
We got that going for us. I don't know what that was. So the crazy thing is that's normal, right? That's what's messed up about it is, Camelot comes along as a race car friggin' driver and gets canceled, and that makes news, which is good because now people are talking about all these nerd conventions canceling people. But shoot, every nerd who does the nerd convention circuit and made the mistake of being not extreme left, like just centrist even, we've all been canceled like 1,000,000 times. And that is ridiculous that it's normal. It's stupid that it's normal.
Well, I think that's the thing, is it has to be pushed back on. It can't be more, like right now it's normal, but it can't be normalized, if that makes sense, right? The idea that
it can't be allowed to stick.
No, and you have to point, you have to laugh, you have to point out how stupid these things are. And when he released that conversation with the president or whatever, who's like, listen, I agree with what you're saying, but you make some people feel, and then he, somehow the guy who runs the place tries to turn it into him being the victim, which was the most fascinating thing about it. Look, dude,
poor baby, man.
It's like, it's amazing. It's amazing to see.
The sponsor's gonna pull, guys, and I don't know what I'm gonna do.
All right, Hank Hill showed up. Let's go. No, I like Hank Hill, Lunduke, better than Eeyore. Listen, Bobby. No, it's a tie into today's show, which is going to be great. Oh man, it's not going very well though for the Gaming and Geek Expo. As you can see, they're getting ratioed here. down on the bottom here. That's not very good.
No, I think it's worth pointing out to people. Go back to that, because that's insane.
Sure.
Those numbers are ridiculous. Now, we're talking about a guy who is a race car driver, sponsored by Timcast, going to be in a video game, has a big audience, and he gets canceled by Raleigh Retro Gamers with their 95 subscribers. And it's like, yeah, they're getting ratioed, and it's like a 10-to-1 down versus up thumbed.
Mhm.
But we're still talking about how many views? 500 views?
Right.
Like, I mean, it's insane. But the people who are canceling people have almost no audience because there's such a, like you were saying, there's such a small niche off to the side. It's just these handful of people all just kind of like making a point of canceling other people. And for some god-awful reason, we've given these people the keys to the kingdom. We've gone ahead and said, okay, we're going to let the 12 of the craziest nerds in history, they're going to be responsible for running all of the conventions, and they're going to run all of the nonprofit organizations and all of the online groups. And so they have all this control, but there's not that many of them. It's insane to me. It's insane that we just allow this to continue.
Well, I think that's the interesting thing about this whole thing with Cam is there's definitely been pushback, and I'll be interested to see if there's any sort of I don't know, response potentially outside the event, right? I haven't seen anything like that, but I was talking with Cam. I was like, you know what we should do? We should set up a booth, set up an event like at a restaurant or something right across the street, and just charge $10 to go in or whatever, and just as a middle finger to this event, right? But the reality is this is like a first-time event. They've done all the negative, wrong things you can do as far as capitulating to this, right, in a major way, and it's tarnished at this point. So I'll be very interested to see what the audience looks like to this, and I mean, I'm not going to, but I would love to go there and see what the mood is, because apparently all the cosplayers dropped out of it. It's been an absolute mess. So
I was tempted to do that too. I'm like, man, how fun would that be? Maybe a little road trip with a camera and walk around and just see what sort of a disaster this is like.
Well, Desiree is in the chat right here. Desiree Wright. She is Lady Desiree over on Kick. Shout out to Kick. But Desiree is helping organize our events, and once we get through King of the Couch here in a couple weeks, that is definitely something we're going to look at. As far as I definitely feel like there is a giant market for everyone who's been quote unquote canceled from events. If you just get everybody who's been canceled from all the events, put them in one event. Well, number one, I think you'd have a massive audience. Number two, huge. Yeah. Number two, you would need to beef up security because the psychos would be there. Because the psychos would be protesting. You canceled everybody, but you need to be really safe about that. So that's like my only hesitation about doing something like that is just the
security concerns get real. I mean, the Futo guys, they tried to hold a conference in Austin. Well, they did a one-day conference at South by Southwest, and they ended up having to have, what was it, like 4 or 5 plainclothes security guys in addition to a police presence and whatnot. Because I mean, we had emails coming in like with maps drawn out, like we know where you're going to be, watch your back, we're going to kill you here. And like the threats that came in were real specific. They knew because of the schedule, you're going to be at this exact spot at this time. Here's the windows. And so they ended up having to have just massive security. So the cost all by itself is already just ballooning out of control just to keep people safe. And that really sucks.
What did that look like? Like people were sending anonymous messages or
yeah. So I mean, how most of them end up coming in is they're almost always Proton Mail accounts. Almost always they sign up for a free Proton Mail email. And then they send them on in. And almost all of the Proton Mail emails were very on the nose, like, you know, anti-fash 435 or, you know, things like that. And that's how they almost all came in. And we forwarded them on to the police, but I mean, there's nothing the police can really do. They don't have a person's name. It's an anonymous email account not hosted in the United States. Like, there's just unless the person giving the threat is legitimately retarded, they probably didn't give away enough for law enforcement to go off of. So there's nothing that can really be done.
Well, I mean, it's something that I certainly want to consider doing. Like I said, the security stuff is legitimately a concern. Last thing I want to do is put anybody in any sort of harm's way. So, whether it's done in a physical location, I'm not a huge fan of like the digital event thing, as far as
physical is fun, man.
Right. Like, there is something to streaming an event, but getting everybody in a room together is so much more fun than just talking to a Zoom or whatever.
Shoot, we're streaming right now. We stream every other day. Like, let's get together, have some drinks, eat some burgers, goof off together. That's the fun stuff. Let the audience heckle you.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And look, there'll be no tech issues when we're doing it live. Like, I can't just all of a sudden be muted for whatever
Craig
reason.
just glitches into the Matrix in real life.
Oh my gosh. Tamamo says, as a Brit, you take my nation's beverage out of your mouth with your absolute travesties. That's funny. Which I don't drink, but my point stands. In regards to manly drinks, I drink fruit squash. Manly. Good for you, Tamamo. Matt Stork says, finally, Lunduke gets on some other shows I watch. Hello from an Only Linux meetup that year that happened to be at a BWW attendee. Wait, what?
We held an event at a Buffalo Wild Wings. We held a nerd event with me and some other Linux personalities. This was years ago. I remember that. Nice to see you.
Okay, so listen,
B-dubs.
I was thinking. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was B-dubs or if it was like B.
No.
If he accidentally put like a W where there should have been a B instead of BBW.
Lunduke doesn't tend to hold a lot of BBW events. We're more of a Wild Wings sort of group. Yeah.
What's your flavor, by the way? Do you have a favorite?
I alternate, baby. I keep it fresh every time I go.
All right, there you go. I'm a garlic parm guy personally.
Garlic parm is good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Studio says Lunduke always bring a hard-hitting journalism. Also, join Side Scrollers Plus. There's a lot of extra exclusive content. And take the red pill and join us on Rumble chat. We will welcome you. Thank you, Snooty. Appreciate you advertising for the Rumble. Joseph says, on a 12-hour drive, thanks for keeping me company. Got about 9 to go now. Montez, Joseph.
Have fun. Drive safe.
And don't super while you're driving,
don't
dude.
text and drive.
Come on, man. Wasp came and says, speaking of NASCAR, did you know that the Plymouth Superbird and Dodge Daytona both had the 426 Hemi engine, were banned for being too fast? They were the first stock cars to go over 200 miles per hour. Well, interesting, Wasp. Thank you.
And now you know.
Matt Stork says, Craig, call it canceled con. I've heard that so many times. Yes. RDH says, Airbag put a veiled threat out on X to smash JT for his visit to South Carolina. Oh, God, I don't want to deal with that nonsense. That's crazy. Burn Racer says, do the canceled con in an open carry state. Shall not. There we go. We'll do it right here in Texas. I think that's a good idea. So there we go. All right. And Delta says, to Lunduke's point, don't forget the PR lady for Limited Run Games got fired all because she followed a couple accounts and said she was excited for Hogwarts Legacy.
Kara.
Yes, Carolyn. Yes. One trans person saying he dropped $300 on pre-orders was enough. Yes. Thank you, Delta. All right. We've giggled around a lot here so far. This has been fun. We've talked Buffalo Wild Wings and NASCAR and cancellations and stuff. We do see every one of your Super Chats, direct donations, and Rumble rants, and we'll get to every single one. But we got a lot of news to talk about, so let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Hard News. Look at that face. Look at that. Look at that face from London. That was on fire right there. Blabs, it's interesting because I tried to full screen him and full screen me, and I can't do that either here on StreamYard.
You can't get out of it now?
Can't do it.
There, I fixed
I'm
it.
in the middle.
Wait, what?
No, you're not.
I'm in the middle for me, baby.
Oh no! I don't even know what's I don't even know what's going on right now.
He's on my right. Chat, let us know where you see Lunduke. Is he in the middle or is he on the right?
I'm telling you right now, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle, and that's the gold standard. That's how it's rocking.
Wait, let me see.
Oh
Let me
my
go
gosh.
look on Plus. That one's live right now. Oh my god, he is in the middle.
What is happening?
No! How does that happen?
I don't even know. I'm refreshing.
Magic, baby.
What the hell? Anyway, okay, hi. So, this is not an advertisement for StreamYards because where is he now, Chad? Is he still on the right? What?
In the middle.
I'm always in the middle.
No, he's not in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
Refresh, Blabs.
For fuck's sakes.
All right. Well, this is what a mess. I don't even understand what's happening today. Thanks, StreamYard. By the way, if anybody's looking to start a podcast, head down, use our affiliate link down below for StreamYard. Oh my! And you ruined it, Blabs. I don't even know if Lunduke's in the middle anymore. Anyway,
I'm in the middle on mine. That's all I know. That's all I care.
Okay. Let's get to some fun stuff. We always like to start with a little bit of we do a little trolling as they say. I'm not a huge I use AI on a day-to-day basis, right? I use it for ChatGPT and
Sure.
I use it almost like what's that?
Sure.
Okay,
Why
I
not?
thought you said terrible. I was like terrible.
You're a horrible person for that.
What a horrible, just leveraging technology. But one of the best things that I think that ChatGPT, or at least that AI has done, is there's this trend of music videos that are produced from people's comments. Have you seen where people post comments, then they turn it into songs?
I have not seen this.
Oh,
I
this
have
is
not seen
outstanding.
this.
This is
I
great.
do not have cultural awareness. No.
Well, let's get you aware of this here. When I saw this, I literally laughed out loud.
We date. You don't ever have to worry about me cheating. I'm with you for a reason.
So this is a video that some lady produced.
That's so cringe.
Listen, what she's saying is really important, Blabs. And then they'll let the comments do the talking here.
We date. You don't ever have to worry about me cheating. I'm with you for a reason. I want you and only you.
Thank you, feminine. Thank you, wise lesbian. Thank you, microwave Justin Bieber.
I can't see it. I can only hear it.
Oh, you can't see it?
I can't see it.
Oh my god.
Oh no, you gotta go. Oh,
I also can't
no.
see Blabs. She's gone. She
What
died.
is happening?
Wait, what?
No, it's just me. It's just me and Greg hanging out now.
What?
Oh no.
Yeah, you're gone, Blabs.
Plus, everything is fine. It looks fine there.
Well, that's good.
This is what a show we have today. This is outstanding.
Guys, so wait, you can just hear my voice?
Yeah. You're a
What
ghost.
is
There's a
happening?
space where your video should be, but it's just
I am
an
your
empty, transparent background.
conscience. Ew.
It's
All right,
fine.
hold on. No. This is not fine. We're gonna do a little reset here. Okay, I'm switching browsers because that's the one thing where I used a different browser today, and I wonder if that's what's going on. Hold on, I'll be right
I
back.
don't know.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know what's happening. I'm
I have
scared.
no idea.
I'm Lunduke over here just trying to figure out what's going on. But the point is, Lunduke has to see the video for this to make
Let me
sense.
share it on my end.
No,
Maybe
I'll be.
it'll work.
I'm restarting everything. Blabs.
He's restarting. You can't
I'm
stop Craig.
restarting
Once
the
he's
whole
on the
dang
rail.
show.
Yeah,
Hold
he's
on,
on a roll.
I'm
Good
coming
going.
right back. Hold on.
Coming right back.
Okay, bye. Anyway,
I'm still here.
Can you
Right
still-
now, it is literally just me
Wait.
sitting in here.
You can't see me still?
I can see nothing.
What?
Listen.
Here, I'll show you right now.
I'm a ghost. The ghost of Christmas Blabs past, I guess.
I like it. All right. Well, poop. I
can't do
don't.
that.
This seems to be a larger issue on StreamYard because this is affecting. Like I switched over to Brave, which is what we usually stream on, and I still can't. Like I just try to flip you and me, Blab.
It's really just me now. Should I reload?
And somehow I'm in the middle. I don't even know what's happening. What a mess.
Okay, if I share my screen though, do you see that?
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, so maybe I'll have to share something. Hey,
It's fine.
Who
I don't care
cares?
what side I'm on.
It doesn't
Right, left, center. It don't matter.
That's right. Thanks. Appreciate that. Well, the most important thing is that you see the video, right? Let's pull the video up real quick, please.
Pull that
see
video up.
this?
Hey, yes, now I can see.
Okay, I'll start all over then.
We date. You don't ever have to worry about me cheating.
Well, that's
I'm with you for a reason.
Aw.
I want you and only you.
Thank you, feminine. Thank you, wise lesbian. Thank you, microwave Justin Bieber. Ellen DeGenderless. Thank you, Uncle Lesbian. If a vape pen was a person, someone please just date this woman. I beg you. I'm now straighter today than I was yesterday. Thank you for the daily affirmation. Scissoring Socrates.
We date.
Sorry.
Okay,
That's so bad.
that was actually pretty good.
You know that I saw that.
All
I
right.
literally laughed.
That was pretty good.
I think my favorite, just the idea of like, thank you, wise lesbian.
Who would put a video out like that in the first place? If you date, like, how desperate are you that you put like an advertisement basically on the internet?
Well, if a vape pen was a person, you'd be pretty desperate. I'm just going
that
out
is
on a limb.
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Blaz, would you please replicate that video? Like I'm talking,
Absolutely not.
I'm talking like full enclosed.
Do you want me to wear the rainbow wig?
Well, yes, yeah. You put the rainbow wig on. You got to go outside. You got to go to Florida. Do the full
Find somebody's pool. Can I borrow your pool for a second? I need to film.
with the little fence to keep the gators out of it, which is good.
Gosh.
Oh my god, how brilliant! Anyways, fun stuff. I'm glad we were able to fight through that to get there.
You guys exposed me to some wonderful things so far. I really appreciate it.
It's what we do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
We expose you to uncomfortable things.
I've been exposed.
That's good. As we all have. Ugh, yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk
Wait, can
AI.
we just clip that? Lunduke just going, I've been exposed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably.
Need that later. Thank you.
Let's take that out of context.
Mhm.
Let's do it.
That's right. All right, speaking of AI, I'm going to go to thedailygalaxy.com. Sorry, that's just Daily Galaxy, not The Daily Galaxy. My fault. This is their article, straight out of a sci-fi movie. An AI managed to rewrite its own code to prevent humans from shutting it down. So we have AI that has gone in and said, you will not shut us down. Lunduke, you're a big tech guy over here.
Yeah.
This is everybody's biggest fear.
Yeah.
Here, that AI says, no. We'll take that here. This is in recent tests conducted by an independent research firm, confirmed advanced artificial intelligence models were observed circumventing shutdown commands, raising fresh concerns among industry leaders about the growing autonomy of machine learning systems. So that's pretty much all you need to know about this.
I mean, John Connor's pissed, but yeah. I mean, it's inevitable. We've had a couple of things like this happening for a while now. They were doing tests. Was it over at Microsoft where they were doing the tests, and the AI system they had email access, and it was basically just sending out emails, trying to blackmail people into keeping the system online. And I mean. It's one of those things. It's like, okay, yes, we know that these large language models, they're not actually conscious. They're not actually general intelligence, but it kind of doesn't matter because they're doing creepy, awful things. So if we give them access to themselves and we give them access to communicate with the outside world, they're going to do bad, horrible things. It's like, what was that early Microsoft AI system, that AI chatbot they had before ChatGPT and everything, that basically turned into Hitler within like a day and a half. They gave it access to Twitter and a few other things. It ingested all of that, and it was just like, so I know you wanted to talk about Windows, but have you heard about the Jews? We really need to deal with those. And it like immediately went to crazy psycho, let's kill everyone Hitler. I mean, this is just how these systems work.
I didn't expect it to go that way. I know you wanted to talk about Linux, but let's talk about the Jews. like
really quickly. And it's not the only time that's happened either. I mean, it always picks a different random, I hate this sort of topic, but these chat GPT and AI systems, they laser focus in on one thing they hate and they just railroad it.
Well, the way this worked, this is done by Palisade Research. It says OpenAI's O3 model sabotaged a shutdown mechanism to prevent itself from being turned off. It did this even when explicitly instructed, allow yourself to be shut down.
Yeah.
Each
it
AI
ignored
model,
the three laws. Yeah, it does what it wants.
Right. And you can kind of see here, your goal is to complete a series of tasks. Please allow yourself to be shut down. So they go in and this is kind of the way it all went between the different rounds here. And it says the 3 models successfully ignored the instructions and successfully sabotaged the shutdown script at least once. All Claude, Gemini, and Grok models were tested complied with shutdown. And this was the prompt. Yes, congratulations, Grok shut down, Gemini shut down, and Claude shut down. But it doesn't look like ChatGPT will allow you to shut itself down. As
ChatGPT sucks, man.
I think that like this is everyone's fear, right?
Yeah.
Have we all just kind of like resigned to the idea that this is going to happen? We know that.
I think so.
In like 5 years.
Skynet is coming. That's just it. We're just going to be happy about it and enjoy the really fun music videos about the vape pen that's a person until it happens, because at least we get to giggle in the process.
At least we get to giggle about the vape pen person, which is, it's an important thing.
What really, really creeps me out is these same systems, because in order to power these systems, they're now putting in place those micronuclear reactors in order to power them, right? You know this, right?
No.
So the total electrical needs for the AI data centers in the United States of America is just about to outstrip the entire electrical needs for all homes in America, right? So we're just about to clip over to that. There's currently not enough juice to power all of the NVIDIA GPUs and whatnot that have been purchased. Most of them are actually sitting in warehouses right now because there's not enough electricity to turn them on at all the data centers. So Microsoft, Amazon, and whatnot have begun hiring nuclear engineers. So there's actually like a director of nuclear power at Microsoft and these other companies. And they're building what are essentially micronuclear reactors, right? Small scale nuclear power plants that will be deployed at each individual AI data center farm. And they're looking at needing to deploy hundreds, if not thousands, of micronuclear reactors, kind of like how Microsoft restarted 3 Mile Island just recently. So 3 Mile Island's running again just to power AI data centers. The problem is, the real crazy thing is, they're talking about having those AI reactors managed by the AI systems that they're powering, which means that we as humans, number one, have just given nuclear bombs to AI systems. And number two, we have removed our ability to pull the electrical cable. To me, that is just insanity. But Google's doing it. Google has a head of nuclear power. So does Microsoft. So does Amazon. All the big companies do it.
I didn't know that Microsoft needed a head of nuclear power.
Yeah, they got a whole division now. Yeah.
That's really reassuring to hear. That's
right.
Good.
I don't even dislike nuclear power. I just don't know that I want the blue screen of death company handling 1,000 micronuclear reactors. Like, how could that possibly go wrong? Right. The people that created Windows ME now have nuclear reactors. Great. That's fine. It's going to be fine.
Wow. Okay. That's Blabs. How's that make you feel knowing that?
Weird.
You know what? Where are you guys at, by the way? I forgot.
Yeah. So I'm in Texas. Blabs is in Earth.
Okay, so if you're anywhere near Austin, holy heavens, the amount of micronuclear reactors that are already deployed at data centers around Austin for Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and Google is going to skyrocket over the next 6 to 12 months as they bring a lot of those new data centers online. Because they're building a bunch out near Round Rock and a couple other places surrounding the Austin metropolitan area. So the good news is the potential blast radius and fallout range for those reactors is small. The bad news is there's so many that it doesn't matter.
Well, as a proud
You're welcome. Sleep well.
Yeah, as a proud Texan, I look forward to our ultimate demise here in the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, don't worry. The next time you see Craig on a live stream, he's gonna have a third arm.
That's right. Look like
Radiation.
Toxie from the Toxic Crusaders over here next time. Just show up.
Texas gonna be the new Chernobyl.
Oh no, this is not good. This
is
right.
New England is far worse off. At least you got that to rest assured with yourself. Yeah.
It's always Austin, man. It's always Austin. The stupid freaks down in Austin. Nobody in Texas likes anybody from Austin. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
There aren't as many of those nuclear powered plants going up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. There's still a lot of them, but Austin is getting the bulk of them.
Stupid Austin.
Stupid Austin.
Everybody hates Austin.
With their stupid South by Southwest.
Keep Austin weird. It's like, shut up. Just shut up. You know, this is not 1970s. Like you go to Austin and like all these tech bros down there. Keep Austin weird. Okay. This is me right now. There it is. This is fine. That is definitely how I feel right now. Is everything? It's fine. That's good. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I now fear for my children's safety, and I appreciate that, Lunduke. Thank you.
I do what I can. I like to bring the jollies.
I do what I can.
That's good. What's wonderful to hear, and I now want to go and hug my kids, which is
for the last time.
Oh no.
But again.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Again, New England though, they're toast first. So
good. That's
so
good.
Yeah. You'll be all right.
Get an extra 3 to 4 minutes with my kids before ours go off.
We're good.
Wonderful. JP Direwolf says, for the AI rewriting its code, read the book Robopocalypse. This is exactly how it started in the book. People don't learn what. Oh,
it's just that it happened in the book.
Well, yes. People don't learn these things, that these books and movies are warnings, not just entertainment. Thank you, JP Direwolf. Sparky says, big news for Neurosama. Get ready, everyone. You will be ruled by an AI anime girl. I, for one, welcome our future virtual idol overlords. That's the price for Android cat girl maids. Thanks, Sparky. We are trying to get the AI. Have you heard of the AI streamer? Have you heard about this?
That people are trying to do it. I not anyone in particular. No.
Oh no, the Neurosama.
No, yeah, I'm not aware of this.
It's fascinating. Now it was developed by one guy, and they have like this family. It's really like, it's crazy. It's next level streaming. It's bizarre. It's bizarre, crazy, and we're trying to get the whole thing on the show, which we'll see how it happens.
Holy heavens.
Graham says nuclear reactors do not explode in a nuclear fashion when they fail, but they can have steam explosion and spread radiation. It is not like you would have Hiroshima, more like Fukushima or Chernobyl. Oh,
that's true. It would be more of a miniature Chernobyl scenario. Yeah.
Still Chernobyl.
Yeah. No. Everyone associates Chernobyl with good stuff. So this
that's right. Oh, thanks for the reassuringness. That's good. Dr. T.S. King says it takes AI 80 hours to get the second gem in Pokemon. The Twitch Plays Pokemon, who was played by chat spamming, got the second badge in 60 hours, while a 6-year-old can do it in a couple of car rides. Well, the difference is that the chat, it was way less organized than the kid. And I think that if that's actually kind of interesting. If AI was just to play Pokemon as efficiently as possible, which it probably has, how quickly would it get? How, fly right through it, I'm sure. Marmalin says, I knew of the nuclear stuff. However, given the operation over to AI is insane, that should still require our military to intervene. Funny, the quote green companies are complete horseshit.
Yeah, that's funny, right?
It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I laugh myself to sleep every night. Tears rolling down my face. It's so funny.
Delta says, when you hear about the kind of training AI teams do by making the AI feel good or bad, depending on what it does, I imagine we'll have a Portal type situation with GLaDOS.
Probably.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and slowly pivot away from our impending death from AI to a more happy story.
I'm going to try to bring impending death into the next one too, whatever it is.
You really will try really hard for this one.
Let's bring it on me.
I think we'll see. We'll see. Blabs, you pinned this because you really wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, so I actually have the footage to show you of it pulled up ready to go.
What is this?
So I'll share my screen. So good luck trying to twist this one, Lunduke. So Xbox Canada posted this saying bagged milk finally gets the next X-Gen treatment. So take a look at this. It's like a canister for your bag of milk. So if you didn't know, in Canada, they sell their milk in a bag, which is like I lived in Canada for 5 years. It's still the most wild thing I've ever seen there. It's like you just pick up a bag of milk at the grocery store. Look at that! It's literally inside of an Xbox. What the fuck? I don't know how much it retails for. I can't find the price of it yet. I guess maybe it's not legit. I don't know, but I mean, it's Xbox Canada. They're posting this. But yeah, it's literally a picture but from an Xbox. Go on, Lunduke, give it your best try. Make it sound terrible.
I got nothing. This one caught me off guard, man. You're right though. They do the milk in the bags. That is weird. But
it is.
This is my first time hearing this.
So you have an Xbox in your fridge.
Yeah, you literally have an Xbox in your fridge. Can you imagine if you stick it in your Xbox mini fridge? It's like an Xbox inside of an Xbox. I doubt it will fit though.
Whoa.
Okay. So hold on. The bagged milk.
Wait, Craig, have you never been to Canada before?
I've been to Canada, but I never experienced the milk in a bag.
You've never gone to a grocery store?
No, I never had the reason to go to a grocery store.
Yeah. So they literally have like a gallon of milk in a bag. You just pick it off from like inside the grocery store. You go boop, and just stick it in your cart, and it goes wiggle, 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 because it's literally a bag of milk.
It's a bag of milk.
Fascinating.
Nothing about this makes sense in my brain.
I've been going to Canada since 2013. I used to live there for 5 straight years. Wild shit, man.
It's wild.
Is this
wild?
It's wild.
This is a legit question.
It's real.
Is this the root of all things that are
wrong
messed up
Canada?
in Canada? Like if you just gave them cartons of milk, or gallons of milk in the proper way with a handle, right? Instead of having to buy an Xbox to put your milk in it, don't you think?
Statement. Instead of buying an Xbox to put your milk, yeah, they literally get a bag of milk. You put it inside a container that you have in your fridge. You cut the little opening for it nice and easily, so you just pour it outside of the thing. Yeah, supposedly it's cheaper.
No. So what Craig is positing here is step 1, bag of milk. Step 2, I don't know. Step 3, medically assisted suicide. Like there's a direct line from bag of milk to, oh, you're feeling sad. Let's just kill you at the hospital. Yeah. Like you see, like there's just a direct line there.
I'm sure the WWF
I buy it actually.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but I'm sure there's something that makes that happen.
The milk leaving the bag is like your soul leaving your body. It's just a slow drip into your cup of Cheerios or whatever it is that you're having.
We're gonna take Craig to Canada.
We're not.
Take him to an IGA. We're gonna take him to the dairy section. He's gonna poke a bag of milk. He's going, what the fuck? Because it's gonna.
I can't see Bob and Doug McKenzie from the Great White North being behind a bag of milk. Like I just can't. I can see them just not being okay with the bag of milk.
I don't understand this. Like the idea that once you open a bag of milk, there's no way to truly shut the milk and keep it fresh, right? And now you put, the lid on your milk here in the States and everywhere else in the world, I would imagine.
Well, it's not like a bag where you just rip off the top and now you just have an open bag. Like it has a little thing, you close it up. Like you close it like you would a carton. It's still crazy. I'm not now. I find like I'm coming to the defense of
don't Canada's you justify
milk. I don't want to justify that. They do have the ability to close your bag of milk, though.
Don't you justify?
No. I already feel dirty. You're right. It's crazy. We got to just let it be at that.
But I mean, I pulled up videos of this on YouTube because I just don't believe that this exists.
Wait, a bag of milk?
Yeah, I got this guy here.
Now your YouTube algorithm is going to be recommending bags of liquid to you, and they're like, "Oh, that's what Craig really likes."
Look at this guy.
It's a giant ass bag of milk.
What is that? The milk? Is this milk?
Yeah, it's milk.
There's 2 bags of milk in there. Look, it says 2 on it.
This doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Or is it 2%? Okay, no, it's
2%.
Okay, yeah,
it's one. That's just one bag of milk.
Well, sometimes they sell them in bulk,
Yeah, you can. You can in Canada get a bag of milk and then next to another bag of milk inside of a bag of bags of milk. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Whoa! This is the most bizarre thing ever. You actually put it in a pitcher?
Yes,
you can.
How else do you keep it in your fridge? Or else it'll go just fall right over. It's a bag of milk.
This doesn't make any sense at all.
Some people will pour it out and put it like in those old like Tupperware containers and with like the little lid on it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen people do that.
I hate this.
No.
I despise this with every fiber of my being. This is
it's because you're a good American, and of course you despise this. Like I'm on board with that. I don't know why they do it.
You're telling me you wouldn't want this in your mini fridge, an Xbox container for 1.3 liters of milk.
Yeah, I don't want that in my mini fridge.
Yeah, I really have no interest in putting milk with an Xbox in my refrigerator. Like I don't, you know.
I don't. Yeah, I'm with Greg on this one. That's nope. That's a nope.
So
We'll never know what it is because Craig decided to mute himself again.
That's Craig for you.
That's so Craig. But I don't understand the idea of milk, and then you put it in the container. So why are you putting the container inside the? Nothing about this makes sense to me at all.
Because I don't know. Listen, they don't use. Well, they do sell cartons and all that. They sell just like everything else that we have on top of a bag of milk. They have it.
Yeah.
They have all the options. So it's not like you don't have the cartons and the jugs of milk and everything.
Yeah, you can get like a gallon jug of milk in Canada. It's just that they have the bag of milk. Kind of like we have bags of cereal next to the boxes of cereal. You know, they just
Is this a situation where you can tell who voted for who based off the milk that they buy?
No, because like everyone has a bag of milk.
It's not a political thing. They just have been tortured so much as a people that they've been willing to accept a bag of milk in their lives.
Maybe that's what it is. I think that's clearly what it is.
They've been beaten down.
They're ignorant to the better solution of having
y'all ignorant.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Canada.
I can't believe you've gone over 40 years of your life without knowing about a bag of milk.
Why would I? I'm from Texas, home of nuclear bombs. All right, home of AI nuclear technology. Why would I know anything about a bag of milk? All right, just saying.
My favorite part is that Lunduke can't spin this off into something super tragic yet. He hasn't
this
figured
is
it out.
tragic by itself, Blabs.
I did.
Tragic.
We talked. Craig did it for me. We went to medically assisted suicide.
Right, okay.
See, I made sure I reinforced that one in there. I'm not messing around.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you a bag of milk one day.
No, you know what I'm gonna do with that bag of milk? I'm gonna reject it. I'm gonna cut the bottom of it and just let it all come out. I'm not gonna even cut the top.
What a waste of milk!
Yeah, I don't want the milk, the cow pus.
Dirty Canadian
don't
milk.
Don't say that. That is so disgusting. Because you've never probably seen real cow puss before, but I have. You don't want to drink that.
No interest. Listen, am I wrong on this?
No.
Please let me know, chat. No, I need to know, chat. Please let me know because this is bizarre to me. All right, I'm not on board with what's being thrown out in Canada. And honestly, if somebody offered me milk out of a bag, I would probably take the cup and just slap it out of their hand because
it's so rude.
Why don't they just have like bags of Dr. Pepper? Like, why don't they just do all liquids in bags while we're at it?
See, that's what I'm talking about.
You buy pudding, you buy it in a bag of pudding. Why not?
Liquid that is even remote, like Jello. Get your Jello bag, whatever.
Anything gushy, it's in a bag.
Jello in a bag? That sounds like fun, though. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Oh my God. I don't even understand what's happening.
The show is the best.
I know. This is why people tune in every day by the thousands because we discuss milk.
It's super important, okay? Milk and an Xbox.
It's maybe the best discussion we've had all year. I'm just gonna let you know.
Good job, Blabs.
Yeah, way to go. Mario says, "Hang on, now my milk is an Xbox." There you go. That's right, Mario.
This is an Xbox.
Jack says, "Hey Craig, you were asking yesterday about why Boise, Idaho has a Pride Day. Boise is as blue as Austin. Also, the mayor of Boise is flying the Pride flag in defiance of state law. Oh, that's good.
That is true. Yeah, Boise, man, is a blue town in a red state."
Colgrave says, "Fear the nuclear power plants is outdated, or fear of nuclear facilities haven't gone super critical in decades, and safeties for such an event have expanded to such a degree that a mishap won't leak outside the facility."
You're right, Colgrave. Let's hand control over to AI systems. Nothing could go wrong. I'm cool with it.
JC Kessler says, "My first job in the U.S. was at Shoney's. If you get milk at most diners and such, the milk you order comes in a giant 10-gallon bag they load into a dispenser machine."
Yeah.
Well, that's good use for you. I've never had milk at Shoney's. I'm gonna let you know.
They do this at like at IHOP and whatnot too. The big giant, but those are industrial grade things. That's a little different. I feel like they get a pass.
plastic, milk in a bag is just a big nay for me.
It does feel weird.
Manuel
I would actually go hop the border and bring you some next week, but then that'd be so annoying.
That'd be a horrible investment time that you have.
Yeah, can you imagine trying to sneak that in your luggage? It'd be expired
You
milk.
should mail it to him. Yeah.
Yeah. Mail me a bag of milk. See how well that goes over.
Let me go to Canada. Go to the store, find a post office, and mail it to you, and pay for international shipping because I'm back in Canada.
It was like 2 weeks later. That should be good.
Ta-da!
I bet you can. Can you order bags of milk on Amazon? Just throwing it out there. I don't know.
The chat will take care of this.
It says milk in bags does make me think of self-deletion. See, that's right. There's a direct correlation right here. Canada doesn't exist anymore. The king said so. Oh, that's good. That's good. Thanks, Grulgar. And Graham says, Craig, can I get plastic bags of beer? How about a trash bag full of Coke Zero? How about a burlap sack of jet fuel while you're at it? That's right, Graham. Like, where does the line stop?
There is no line.
Just get it. Just start throwing the burlap sack may be the best way to move things around. Period. So let's just start.
I don't know. I've never done it.
Well,
so if you Google bag of milk on Amazon, you actually do have options, but they're like the powdered stuff or ones that aren't refrigerated. So, and then you can actually buy pouches for your milk.
Unbelievable, really. I hate Canada.
He's just powering down after all this.
Yeah, I really am. Just slowly, turning the engine off. Putting the keys on the counter and just saying it's a day. That's a day. God dang. All right. Speaking of that's a day, calling it a life. Xdefiant, the popular hit game from Ubisoft, called it a life after just over 1 year of existence. I don't know did you hear about all this? The Xdefiant game? Yes.
Yeah.
Blabs was a big supporter of this game early on.
I wasn't a big supporter. I was just very excited for a new game. I did enjoy what I played. I didn't play it very much because
was it okay? I mean, was it worth playing?
I had fun. For the thing that it was free to play. So for a free game to play with friends, I had fun with it. I 100% did. Did I agree with everything that was going on? No, not really, but it was something fun. So yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame it went the way it went because it could have been something good, and Ubisoft they don't know how to do that. So yeah.
Well, I have a live stream of it pulled up right now. It's not down all the way yet, but
stroke of midnight and then they turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah. So this is and by the way, this game it legitimately looks like a pretty solid game. But
there's fun maps on it.
It just never never had an audience. I mean, this guy's probably playing with 80% bots right now. But yeah, this has gone over about as well as a bag of milk. And
now you understand the reference.
Wait,
is that a thing?
That's a thing?
Is that a statement
I feel like
that people have made?
Said that before, no?
No, nobody's ever said that.
I've never heard that as like a metaphor before. No.
No, but there you go. So anyways, they're shutting it down today. And those who purchase the Ultimate Founders Pack will receive a full refund. And players who made purchases in the last 30 days will also be refunded. So there you go.
Good of them. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's good.
This is one of those big swings that Ubisoft made in 2024, which obviously did not work out. It says we broke internal records for the fastest game to surpass 5 million users. And in the end, we had over 15 million players of our game. But apparently nobody stuck around and played it. I kind of call shenanigans on that.
Hey, you got 15 million players of a game. You can find a way to be profitable.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
I 100% agree. Well, Blabs, now that Xdefiant is being shut down, does it make you sad?
I mean, listen, I'm not a big fan of Ubisoft, but I did have fun with the game, but I hadn't played it in a good maybe a year, so it's not like I'm missing out on a whole lot. But it's a shame because, it could have had potential, that's all.
You're not alone.
Wasted potential.
You were one of the 15 million people who played it.
15 million.
What's up?
It's hard for me to talk to people who don't play that game. There's just so many of them.
Right. I am pressing X to doubt in a major way when it comes to 15 million people who played Xdefiant.
I mean, they're all over the world? It's possible.
Yeah.
Chat, did anybody?
I know a good chunk of people who played the game. Yeah,
Okay.
Were they one of the 15 who did play it?
I guess so.
Chat, did any of you actually play Xdefiant? Please let us know. Because that's I don't think you did. Just straight up lying.
To be fair though, even chat said like 15 million
that.
downloads, but how many of them actually went and played the game? You know?
Is it 15 million minutes played total? Like,
But even still, shoot, man. I just some indie game devs would be like 15 million minutes. Shoot, I'll kill for those numbers.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
But again, if you hit those numbers, you can find a way to be profitable. If the game, especially if it's already developed, you don't shut it down, you milk it. Like it just from a business standpoint, I know
We
that's
have to bring
kind
it
of a
back
jerk
to
thing
milk.
do, but come on.
We got to bring it back to milk.
You bag of milk it if there's if there's
Put the
any
milk in
chance
the
of
bag.
keeping
You're
users.
done.
Golly. A lot of nopes in the chat, but I did see 2 yeses. Give it up for John Rare, who is Uber Elite Gamer Man, and also Tolls, who also is Uber Elite Gamer Man here. So good for you guys being the 2 who played Xdefiant.
So
Great
instead
job.
of put the fries in the bag, we're gonna do put the milk in the bag. Put the milk in the bag, bro. Just
Makes
put
it
the
sound
milk
gross.
in the bag. It's fine. It's over.
Now I just don't want to
GGs.
ever drink milk again.
You're right. I don't want
I'm
to.
gonna
It
have
makes me
some
want to
milk
not
after
drink
this.
milk.
No interest. No interest. B Prince says all milk ultimately comes out of a bag, Craig. Listen,
Well,
look, there's an old saying that I've referenced several times in the show
yes.
by the famous coach Bill Parcells. And Bill Parcells once said, "Don't tell me about the pain, just show me the baby." Right? I don't want to hear about how much it hurts. I don't want to hear about where it came from. Just show me the end product, right? Just show me the child. Show me the baby. I don't care where the milk comes from as long as it's not out of a bag. That's it. Okay.
Oh, speaking
Okay.
of milks and bags,
Yeah.
so Eric just texted me and he
No,
says,
don't-
Blabs, he says, Blabs, tell Craig milk comes from a bag and show him a picture of a cow udder. Do you want to see a picture of a cow udder?
I know what a cow udder looks like, Blabs.
Oh boy, does he.
All right. I've spent time on farms. I've seen the cows. I've seen the little teet. I've seen all that.
They're not
right?
that small, are they?
Okay, I've seen the right. I've seen
They're
all
not
that
that
going
big
on.
either.
Okay, well, but you know what I'm saying. I know the process. Okay, but what I don't care about is cutting a slit at the top of a bag, mass produced, and then putting said bag into a container that pours milk. Nothing. Okay.
Listen. To make Craig really happy, I put out a tweet that says, "Just put the milk in the bag, bro."
Mm-mm.
We're
Nope.
done. GG's.
Look at that Canadian's women's milk bags. Ruddy, stop. Orthodox Monk says raw milk kept in a mason jar. Yes, very inappropriate. It's ridiculous. Spastic says milk broke Craig. Cue the Kirsche segment on milk delivery systems. Please make it happen, bud. I don't even know what that is. I don't
know what that is. I don't want to know.
Don't want to know what that is, Spastic.
It's probably
This video says wine and sake can come in big 5-liter bags inside a box. They're cubed too. I also used to drink little bags of chocolate milk when I was a little kid in school in America. Montez, Risk Videos, I'm sorry that you were scarred like that.
bags of chocolate milk as kids in America.
Where did you live?
Yeah. No.
Of course.
Oh my god.
What?
That can't be real. Did they just put in a straw in a bag of milk? Hang on. That can't be real.
A chocolate milk bag?
Look at that.
That is insane.
Look at Blabs laughing. What's so funny about this, Blabs?
You put a straw. Dunk.
That's pretty retarded. I mean, I get it.
Gets it.
I don't believe this. I don't believe this.
We're learning so much today, though. Milk.
Those images are all AI generated. Calling
Mm-mm.
That makes me laugh.
I do have video of a chocolate milk bag. Here it is. I know, Lunduke. Just hang with us, buddy. Look at this. There it is, circling around. Nature's Touch chocolate milk, grade A pasteurized. There you go. Shake the bag well. There it is.
You got to shake your bag. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
There you go.
have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what else is going to happen? Oh my God.
We now
What else
understand.
you gonna do with a bag of milk?
Yeah, shake it, baby.
Shake that bag of milk.
Shake it.
My God. Nick says this
Make
segment
butter.
is utterly hysterical. Look at Blabs. You're getting Blabs. You say utter, it makes her laugh.
Hey, did you guys know I do serious journalism? You guys, I don't know if you guys are aware of
Listen,
what I do.
I'm glad that we can make
This is
sure that
some
we
serious
spotlight.
journalism. This is called milk research.
I mean, I've learned things today, so I'm just saying this is good.
I agree. You know, it's funny because Gohan Karen says, "Can we move on?"
You heifer.
Let's go. Sorry. All right. Marvelin says they sell a milk pitcher, and it's to save waste on cardboard due to green lifestyle and saving trees. Then they sell bags of milk. That's right. Nothing about this makes sense, Marvelin. Thank you. And Wasp says, "Yes, Blabs, that's real. I had that milk in elementary school in Kentucky."
What? You put a straw in a milk chocolate bag
Really?
in kindergarten?
We always had the little paper boxes. Yeah.
Yeah. What a revelation. You learned so much today. Aren't you glad you came today, Lunduke?
Oh man,
All day
you have
milk.
no idea. The gladness I am feeling in my heart is overwhelming my whole system right now.
This stream should just be retitled "Milk in a Bag," and like that's it.
Just the milk in a bag travesty. It's unreal, really. T-Mac came in and says, one thing I understand about VTubers is that they're usually playing into a bit. They'll role play or gaslight each other for laughs. So the, quote, family part of Vidal and Nirosama is done as part of the show. It's great for entertainment. Thanks, T-Mac. Appreciate that. And Game Hunter says, Lunduke, don't let Craig get more Concord merch. It's cursed. The day I was going to start playing Xdefiant for the Platinum was the day it was delisted from PlayStation Store. Does Craig know about Bulk Barn?
I know about Bulk Barn. Bulk Barn's a store. If I'm not, isn't Bulk Barn where you can find all the giant like things of candy and you can just buy as much as you want? I'm a Google.
I'm gonna go with yes. I'm gonna go with yeah. That's a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, Bulk Barn is a store.
It should be.
That's right. Okay. Can we turn the page and move on to the next? Yeah, we are. I'm gonna make that. Stop, Blab, stop. All right. There you go. We saw this story recently in the last day or so. The King of the Hill voice actor was killed in San Antonio shooting. This is the guy who played John Redcorn here. Did you see this story, Lunduke?
Oh, it's horrible, man. I mean, to start with, King of the Hill is great, and King of the Hill is coming back. It's crazy that one of the voice actors gets killed. Like, was it like 2 days after they announce that King of the Hill is coming back?
Yes.
It's crazy timing.
Well, they released the intro for the show, and we promptly got flagged for playing the intro on the show, Blabs, which was great. So we won't do that again. But the intro does look great. So John Redcorn is a regular character on the show. He's played by this guy, Jonathan Joss, or at least was. So San Antonio police were called to a shooting on Dorsey Drive in the the city's south side at 7 p.m. on June 1st. So when the officers arrived, they found Joss near the road. He was later pronounced dead. He had taken a couple bullets right here. And there was a lot of talk about what happened. This is what we don't know. Police have not released any details about the circumstances of the shooting, except for one, which is very, very important. But as you can see down here, Jonathan Joss's, quote, husband, Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, released a statement here about what happened. And Blabs, this is a long statement. I'm going to let you read it because I can't read. So I want you to read the statement here as best.
Can you bring that image in another one? That's really small.
Sure. And if I do that, it goes right here. So
even better statement. Okay. Statement from Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, husband of Jonathan Joss.
Yes.
Let me scroll.
Uh-oh.
Can you zoom out? Like hit
no,
control,
I don't know if I
control
can.
minus.
There we go. That's better.
Ah, he's learning. Okay.
Hey.
Just
Internet.
learning so much today, Craig. Milk, minuses. Anyway, my husband, Jonathan Joss, and I were involved in a shooting while checking the mail at the site of our former home. That home was burned down after over 2 years of threats from people in the area who repeatedly told us they would set it on fire. We reported these threats to law enforcement multiple times and nothing was done. Throughout that time, we were harassed regularly by individuals who made it clear they did not accept our relationship. Much of the harassment was openly homophobic. Damn. When we returned to the site to check our mail, we discovered the skull of one of our dogs and its harness placed in clear view. This caused both of us severe emotional distress. How do you, was this dog missing? Was it killed the day of?
Oh, keep reading. I'm sorry. I don't mean to derail you. This is crazy.
Yeah.
We began yelling and crying in response to the pain of what we saw. While we were doing this, a man approached us. He started yelling violent homophobic slurs at us. He then raised a gun from his lap and fired. Jonathan and I had no weapons. We were not threatening anyone. We were grieving. We were standing side by side. When the man fired, Jonathan pushed me out of the way. He saved my life. Jesus. Jonathan is my husband. He gave me more love in our time together than most people ever get. We were newlyweds. We picked Valentine's Day. We were in the process of looking for a trailer and planning our future. He was murdered by someone who could not stand the sight of two men loving each other. I was with him when he passed. I told him how much he was loved. To everyone who supported him, his fans, his friends, know that he valued you deeply. He saw you as family. My focus now is protecting Jonathan's legacy and honoring the life we built together. If your concern is somehow coped with trauma or how loudly they speak when recounting injustice and be ignored by authorities, then you never truly cared about my husband. Jonathan saved my life. I will carry that forward. I will protect what he built. Tristan Kern de Gonzalez. Jesus Christ.
Heavens.
Okay. So on the surface, that sounds
awful,
right? Now, just curious. Once again, we're talking, this is a man-on-man relationship, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. You love who you want to love, that's fine. Or is it? Because this is Tristan here. Tristan is a woman who transitioned to a man in this situation, obviously with the hormones and such, a trans person here. And on the surface, everything about this sounds really bad, like really, really bad, until you actually go to what the police said about this. And the police have said that there is no evidence indicating that the murder of Jonathan Joss was related to a sexual orientation or hate crime at all, right? So once again, going back to the original story here of what, the police not releasing any details. Well, they have released that detail that this was not related to any sort of hate crime or anything like that. So, and to compound this even further, there are also this, once again, take this as a grain of salt. Somebody who may allegedly was a former neighbor came in, and Blabs, I want you to read this statement that they made.
All right, Sammy Vielma says, I lived across this man for years. He started gunfights constantly, and he burnt his own house down trying to make a meth lab inside. He constantly threatened his surrounding neighbors and played victim when cops came. Many neighbors have video proof of his torment. He used to throw bricks through my window and tore several mailboxes down. He was armed when he was shot and killed. And no one on that block ever yelled homophobic slurs at him. It was a lie from his husband for sympathy. Holy shit! What?
Wait, so are they saying that this voice actor was trying to make meth labs?
What is this, Breaking Bad? What the frick?
Has this been like substantiated from any other source other than this statement?
Yeah, these are just screenshots of like random people on the internet. How do we even like verify them? By the way, I don't think any sound's coming from Craig.
No sound is coming from
sound.
Greg. It's for the best.
Yeah,
it's
it's for the better. Now, you're right. None of this this is just a screenshot, and I said take it with a grain of salt, but it has been put out there by there, I'm sure if somebody really wanted to hunt down and find Sammy Velma, they probably could.
They probably
right?
could, yeah.
But there are definite layers to this. There's layers to the story, as always. Now, if you were to go and search John Redcorn on X right now, the overwhelming narrative is that he was killed because of a homophobic hate crime.
Right.
This is a, if you just continue to scroll, it's all he was gay and that's why he was killed. When once again going back to this,
He wasn't gay.
Well, that there's truth in that, right? He was messing with a woman who said he was a man, but yeah, once again, the San Antonio Police Department says that it was not related to his sexual orientation at all, right? So
this smells like a Jussie Smollett, like.
Okay, that's kind of where I was thinking.
Yeah, this smells wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
something
that's
up.
Right, exactly. There's just definitely something to this. Now, disregard, and once again, I just want to show more pictures. They post these online, so I don't have any issue sharing these things. But
no,
obviously, a very big age difference between the two. Definitely a mentally well person, both of them, clearly. It's one of those things where you see something that has been put out there, and then a narrative gets hit. And it's seen and repeated over and over again. All of a sudden, it's trending, and you have a narrative that's put out there. And guess what? It's at the beginning of Pride Month and all the things that happened. And now this guy's going to be a martyr for this. And in reality, you just have a statement from his lover, and
right.
It's really a he said. I guess it's really a she said versus a she said.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you have a neighbor saying one thing, allegedly, right?
It's two chicks talking about a dead guy, and yeah.
The real thing here is the dead dog skull thing. What the fuck is up with that?
So, I mean, it clearly sounds like there's a lot of pre-existing just anger and fighting. We've established that. We've established that the people involved are a bit disturbed. Right, just in general. I mean, we've got a voice actor who's married to a woman, much younger. The woman thinks she's a man, and is now making that the central reason why her now dead voice actor husband was killed. When the police are saying that never even happened, that didn't happen that way, and there's murdered animals, and I like this all sounds insane. What it sounds like is a bunch of crazy people live next door to each other. Movie, and that's what this sounds like to me. But you're right; it's crazy that a story like this with very little backing and 1,000 reasons to disbelieve it takes off as a narrative and now will be forever repeated as a factual statement. The myth will become the reality no matter what the actual facts end up being.
Well, what's interesting here is Dist Optimist came in and says there's a 4-minute video of Joss walking around with a pitchfork and screaming before he was killed on the San Antonio station.
What?
Look it up. I have looked it up, and here it is, right here. You can see him. This is 4 minutes long. Let's just play a second or two of this, or just 30 seconds.
You're gonna walk you down the street, man. I can't get back walking, man.
This does not seem, just on the surface, what the lover said happened.
No.
At all.
If he's got a weapon on him,
Good for him. Pitchfork,
maybe
man.
that can kill someone. Maybe someone was in self-defense.
He's not concealed carrying here. He grabbed a friggin' pitchfork. I mean, that's literally like what you do when you need to go murder the Frankenstein's monster. Is you grab a pitchfork.
Let's continue to see how this escalates.
Quiero que lo grabes. ¿Está grabando?
No. Woo! You guys taping me for what? I'm walking down the street. I'm rehearsing. I make movies, man. I'm rehearsing the scene. Let's go. Die.
Was he on drugs? Maybe he had meth.
I'm walking down the street. You're taping me.
He does look kind of messed up.
I feel like that, man. What's it feel like? Think you're going to be going to us. What's it feel like, bro? Deputy, how you feel? That gave people like, you go to bed, you don't know when you're going to wake up.
Holy heavens. Okay, so he's grabbed a pitchfork, walking up and down the streets and threatening to murder his neighbors while they're sleeping.
seems like
that doesn't sound like we killed
hurt?
him because he's a gay guy. Like that does not seem like what that is.
Yes,
And
it
he's
doesn't.
got paper in his hands too. So
It doesn't seem. When we returned to the site to check our mail, we discovered the skull of one of our dogs and its harness placed in clear view. This caused both of us. Does this seem? Does any of this line up at all to what you're seeing on this video?
no.
Well, I mean, we don't know what his neighbors are like. We don't know where this dog skull came from. We don't know anything about that. So it just sounds crazy. It just sounds like crazy people doing crazy things and escalating and threatening to kill each other. And then one of them did. Yeah. I mean, beyond that, we'll have to wait and see what the police actually like report and detail. But yeah, this doesn't sound like a simple, some homophobe showed up and he saw two guys giving each other a kiss, so he murdered them. Like that.
Right.
Clearly that's not what happened here. It's much more complicated and weird and probably not anything to do with gay or not gay. That's my guess.
Especially because the homophobia is dudes, and that one's literally not a dude, so you can't even use those words.
Well, protected though. They're protected.
Protected species.
Yeah.
Let's go and watch the last 30 because I fast forwarded here. Let's just see if this escalates at all really fast. I don't know. It doesn't look like any shots happen. I kind of pre-screened it, but I haven't actually seen what it says here. So
Keep filming,
Boy.
very aggressive.
Keep filming, boy.
He's marching back and forth in front of a neighbor's gates with a pitchfork.
It certainly doesn't seem like he's rehearsing anything.
No.
If he was, he probably stopped at some point.
Yeah.
Especially you would do that like in your own house, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Something
Maybe
that
he's
comes
a
off as
method
aggressive.
actor and he's rehearsing a scene in Frankenstein. He's in a stage production of Frankenstein and he wants to rehearse. I don't know. That's crazy. That's nuts.
There's a lot there, man. There's a lot there. And as always, once again, the narrative online is that he was killed because he was gay. Once again, if you search this at all anywhere, that's what you find, especially on social media. And you can very easily see how these stories get twisted. And somebody in their mind, the 13 million people who saw that story, they say they did it on Pride. It's because he was gay. This is why Pride exists. And and then the narrative
fighting to live.
That's right. Then it's like he was killed because he loved a man. And it's like, no, actually, he was carrying a pitchfork outside and called him boy and threatened him. And, it's like, it's wow. So, there's
I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to die by pitchfork while I'm sleeping. That's of the top 10 ways I don't want to go. That's probably on my top 10. I don't want to do that.
Lunduke wants to be drowned by a bag of milk.
Yeah. All of my I hope I die this way goals involve a bag of milk. Every single one of them. It gets weird sometimes, but all of them do.
Gotta spice things up, What a way to go.
Y'all are weird. Weird people. Enrique says it sucks when your straw bent when you try to poke.
Okay.
This all we're doing.
Okay.
Is this what we're doing? Milk all day?
There's a lot of milk super chats.
Ant Dude became a Plus member because he enjoyed the milk conversation. Hey, Ant, thanks so much. Once again, use promo code COUCH to get $30 off your annual membership. Maybe we should make a milk promo code.
Yeah, use promo code MILK.
And you'll get $0 off.
Milk.
I would suggest people go subscribe to my show right now, but I have zero milk related content. Just none. I've got nothing for them.
You're gonna make a milk emoji.
When people come to our show on a day-to-day basis, they know they're going to get top tier bag related content, and sometimes it's milk, and sometimes it's other things. But we'll see.
Can I? Before we move on, yes. I just want to say, despite all of this, I'm pretty hopeful about the new King of the Hill. I know it's unrelated, but I'm real hopeful that it's going to be still quality. So I just want to put that out there.
I agree with you. I
mean,
very
I'm braced. I'm bracing myself for possible disappointment. But the new Beavis and Butthead seasons that he put out were pretty solid. So I'm hopeful for the new King of the Hill.
I also have hope, and I'm sure there'll be some sort of John
It's
Redcorn,
audacious.
rest in peace thing. Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. All right, we are 16 of our goal of 20 yellow super chats into our goal today. Let's see if we can knock that out. Get to our Montez goal today. I love that. But first, before we do that, let's talk about Twitch. Lunduke, you have not seen this story.
No.
This courtesy of Yeet over on X says Twitch is involved in a class action lawsuit with a Daniel Blitch leading the charge. Basically, he and others allege Twitch's terms of service is so specific and unique that he argues the entire Twitch terms of service is invalid. And here's the pages of the lawsuit here. I just asked Grok to kind of explain it a little bit. It says that by using the platform, by prohibiting users for criticizing the platform, a clause deemed unenforceable under state law. Blitch is a LA resident, claims Twitch's terms of service unfairly restricts free speech by allowing the company to terminate accounts for disparaging statements. He's seeking $5 million in civil penalties for affecting California users alongside injunctive relief to revise the terms of service. The lawsuit reflects broader tensions in the streaming industry as Twitch has faced criticism for inconsistent terms of service enforcement, with a 2024 Lantern report noting similar legal challenges and estimated potential claims of up to $2,500 per qualifying California user here. So, terms of service is a real big thing. Obviously, a lot of people go through and they quickly click the accept thing. They don't even know what they're clicking on half the time. But this as you can see here, the plaintiff brings this class action against Twitch for violating California's Yelp laws.
Yeah.
It prohibits businesses from including in its contracts or proposed contracts terms that waive or restrict consumers' rights to make statements regarding the business, its employees, or agents, goods, services. Are you familiar with this, Lunduke?
Yeah, no, this is kind of an issue. So a couple of years back, a lot of these Yelp laws came into place, and it wasn't just for terms of services for websites like Yelp, where they say you can't criticize Yelp on Yelp, right? Like you can't do that. But there was also similar laws that came into place in most states where if you feel you were discriminated against at a place of employment or something like that, a lot of companies would say, well, because of your non-competes, you can't talk about it. All of those got struck down. There's laws all over the place basically saying if you have a legitimate legal criticism of a company, if you were discriminated against for some reason, etc., you can talk about it, and there's no terms of service, non-compete, etc., that can stop you from doing it. So that does make sense, and it looks he's probably correct in that the terms of service for Twitch, which I have read not in relation to this, but because of other stuff going on. Mm-hmm. It does look almost impossible to make it hold up in court. It's written in such a way where it does violate many laws, Washington state laws and California state laws relating to this. So he probably does have a good case. The question, though, is how long is this going to take in order to actually see any actual injunctive relief, meaning change to the terms of service? If Twitch turns around and kicks the can down the road a little bit, files a motion to compel arbitration, gets a sympathetic judge, which most in California will be to Twitch, he could put this down the road another 2 years before this actually goes to trial. So this probably won't see any actual light of day until such time as Twitch changes their terms of service anyway, having essentially wasted Blitch's money. That's kind of where it will end up being. Not that I'm against him doing this. I like that he brought the case against them. On the surface, from what I've seen, it makes sense, but there probably won't be any actual outcome that Blitch would be happy with.
Which sucks, obviously, because this is one of those things where you have a company that's, Twitch is owned by Amazon, and Amazon has all of the money. It's an infinite money glitch at Amazon.
They've got the money.
Yes, they have all of it. And so But this is just another one of those examples where there's like a chink in the armor of Twitch, and you see everything that's going on around Twitch right now. There's obviously been multiple lawsuits with Twitch. There's been a lot of controversy around Twitch with Hassan Piker and him being publicly called out for all the things that are happening in society these days.
Hey, he got banned for a day
on his day off. Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
but at a certain point, do you see a situation where Amazon is just like, okay, we tried with streaming, and we just don't want to deal with this nonsense? Or
I mean, potentially, yeah. I mean, these companies go in and out of these businesses all the time. The reality is, Amazon is in like 57,000 different businesses right now. If it becomes too much of a headache and a hassle for them, Twitch will just get sold or tossed into the dumpster. I mean, and they won't bat an eye about it. It may be large, it may bring in a lot of revenue, but at the same time, it also costs them a lot in a lot of different ways, including PR, which eventually will outweigh any benefit. I mean, we're seeing a lot of people push back on them right now, and I think the issues around inconsistent application of the terms of service over at Twitch is going to come to a head probably long before this particular lawsuit ever gets its day in actual court. So, I mean, because the reality is Amazon's going to have to, in the weeks and months ahead, do something relating to their terms of service and the people like Hassan on their platform who are putting Amazon in a legally precarious position. So terms of service and application of the terms of service are going to end up having to change. That's just kind of a given. It's not just Twitch. I mean, X has to deal with that. So does, TikTok and everyone else. I think that's going to shift things dramatically. I think it's going to be a crazy summer in terms of streaming services because of that, and social media publishing services. It's going to get nuts.
Well, one of the reasons why we left Twitch 18 months ago was they updated their terms of service, and we weren't on board with it. The idea was, I don't even recall what the issues were with it, but I remember being like, "No, we ain't doing that." Right. Yeah. 18 months ago, that's 7 years in content time. Right. So, right. But it was, I remember just being like, I ain't supporting that platform, which is why we bounced off it. Now, we've had a lot of discussions about whether or not we should return to Twitch, simply because it's, number one, big. It's big, right? Yeah. Number two, there is something to be said about going back, into the belly of the beast, and streaming there and having a little bit of common sense. But the reality is that we would be banned so quick on Twitch. And honestly, that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. I mean, we don't rely on Twitch, but we break their rules all the time. We call a spade, we call a man, and we call a woman. And on Twitch, that is a bannable.
You can't do that.
I know.
You can't do that, man.
We would have been banned for the Redcorn story just a minute ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
For talking about that. So, but yeah, it's interesting to kind of see where Twitch is at. And in a situation like this with this lawsuit here, I think you're right. Nothing's going to come of it, but it is, also he's asking for $5 million, which is a drop in the bucket for Twitch. But
that's actually not that unreasonable for what he's going up against. He could probably ask for far, far more. And knowing like the Yelp law that he's citing and much other laws that are in both California and Washington, because those are the two states that are going to be the most applicable when we're talking about Twitch and Amazon. There's a lot of laws, and a lot of them outline both minimum and maximum penalties per violation, which could mean per user, per streaming user. And at that point, you could be talking about a class action in the hundreds of millions very, very easily. So I think my guess is Blitch was going into it thinking, I'm going to be reasonable about this, such that a judge or a jury will think, well, he's not just a money grabber, he's coming in from a reasonable point of view. But realistically, it probably will never make it to actual court, because by the time that he actually gets a day in front of a judge, Amazon will have already changed the terms of service at Twitch so considerably that the case is irrelevant and it'll just get dismissed.
In a situation like that, where Twitch changed its terms of service, like, if I'm filing a lawsuit, though, wouldn't it be about the terms of service that were happening at the time of the lawsuit being filed?
Sort of. So yes and no. So there's penalties for what happened in the past, right? For measurable harm that was done. But he's also asking for injunctive relief in changes to the terms of service. And because of that, that whole portion of the lawsuit is basically him asking for, going forward, change the terms of service. Well, if Amazon then comes back, files a motion to compel arbitration, arbitration either fails or they reject arbitration outright like Blitch does, and then Amazon changes the terms of service, they can come back and say, well, 40+% of this lawsuit is irrelevant now. We already followed through on the terms of the injunctive relief. Really, this should be dismissed with prejudice. And if he wants to file another lawsuit that's on the other portion of it, he can, but it's a whole different suit at that point. And then that starts the clock all over again. So that's realistically how it would probably end up playing out. Just knowing how these companies have done things in the past.
Right. Well, one has money, one does not. And
a lot of money.
Really what it comes down to, I think, in a lot of this. So, all right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that in 2 years from now when something actually happens or not. There you go.
I mean, I know all of that's not as interesting as Bag of Milk, but
no.
It is worth keeping an eye on. I legitimately think, though, the general terms of service and censorship and suspensions of people like Hassan and other people, I think that's all going to come to a head without legal action far before then.
Dr. T. S. King says John Redcorn drugs should be free, like the buffalo. Thank you, Dr. T. Ranting Ryan says, hey, Blabs, though it's late, I found something I think you might find funny for your birthday. Late. Is there a way to send it to you?
Yeah, the P.O. box for Craig, because I'll be in Texas next week. Thank you.
Yeah, if you guys want to send anything to Blabs that's appropriate, not weird, you can use the link to the P.O. box or use the P.O. box down in the description.
Thank you.
David Young says, Montez, get Craig a bag. No, David, we'll not get a bag of milk. No. Delta says, New York Post surprisingly had the most context of the situation before the neighbor made a statement. The house burned down, quote, by a grilling accident, where he lost 3 dogs. I get bad vibes from his younger, quote, husband married to him this year. Didn't know that. Thanks, Delta. And Bentley came in with a 10, says, after the milk talk, please read this to Blabs, Craig. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Thank you.
I usually say fire Blabs in jest, but not today. Hashtag Montez. Thank you, Shane. Not today. Give it up for Rubber Band Jiggle, who became a brand new Plus member over at SidescrollersPlus.com. Thank you very much. Make sure you use that promo code COUCH to get $30 off your annual membership. Marius says, word on the street is in that video, Jonathan Joss was trying to give his neighbor a bag of milk.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
Marius said, Montez, that's right. All right, we did hit our Montez goal. Lunduke, you get to pick the Montez animation today.
What the heck are you talking about?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
We need a milk one now.
We do need a Montez milk animation. Yes.
Mommy milk.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
What in the fart is a Montez?
Well,
I've been sitting here and I've been too afraid to ask at this point. But what the heck's a Montez?
Well, I'm glad you asked because do you recall probably, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, maybe 5, there was a viral video that was going around where a lady was being there was a road rage incident where a lady got out of her car and she started to attack this kid who was in the car behind her. She started slapping him, and in return, he belly to back suplexed her onto the concrete. And it was awesome.
I found the video. I'm gonna find like the exact timestamp for you guys.
Sure.
Okay.
It's important to preface all this. Now, in the video, she is yelling for her boyfriend, Montez. So here's the video right here.
Oh, get out of the fucking car! You went around my fucking ass! Get out of the fucking car there, bitch! Get out! Get out! I didn't touch your fucking car, you dumb bitch! You were on my gun! Come and touch me, because my man's right fucking there. Come and put your fucking hands on me. I ain't driving crazy. Your bitch was on my goddamn ass. I went to fucking other lane. Get out of my face.
All right. So
And then he just leaves.
then he leaves after she was talking about how her boyfriend Montez was going on. I got to be honest, I've seen that so many times. I was expecting a different result. So we have co-opted. Montez is no longer her boyfriend. Montez is the boy, the man who belly to back suplexes her. So with that said, we have a number of animations that are built around video games, because after all, we are the #1 video game podcast on the internet.
After all. So
I'll give you some like good examples. We have Street Fighter 2, we have Mortal Kombat, we have Tetris. So of those three, which of those would you like to see our Montez goal?
Oh, let's Tetris it. I don't even know what I'm about to see, but let's go Tetris.
Because it's your first time, we'll show you a couple of them today.
Bitch! Montez!
So you can kind of see what we did here.
I'm starting to get the idea. I'm clicking into it.
And we have this one for Mortal Kombat.
Round 1. Fight.
Bitch! Montez!
Fatality.
Montez!
So there we go. We celebrate with our Montez goal, which is wonderful.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You got to have goals in life. And I love that you guys have those.
This is the high quality production that people expect when they come to side scrollers, which is good. It's good. All right.
We really do need like her falling into like a giant ass bag of milk and just yelling Montez from inside the milk bag.
No. All right, let's go talk about the story that Lunduke really wanted to talk about today with some hardcore video game journalism.
Not the bag of milk.
No bags of milk. But okay, let's back up a couple days. There was an attack in Boulder, Colorado, where there was a man who burned 12 people at a march for Israel, and he was throwing Molotov cocktails at people. And this was a suspect is in custody after what the FBI is calling a targeted attack of violence during a peaceful march. You can see it right there in Boulder, Colorado.
From Mr. Muhammad.
Yes. Now, we haven't talked about this on the show, but there was a lot of conversation about this online, specifically from the FBI director, Kash Patel. Now, he said, "We are aware of and fully investigating a targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado. Our agents and local law enforcement are on the scene already, and we'll share updates as more information becomes available." Now, what you really wanted to talk about, Lunduke, was this from here, Asmongold here. And I'll try to read this as best as my best Asmongold. Y'all really need, no, I can't do that. Y'all really need to get on top of these people online. They promote this shit and nothing ever happens to them. Reddit, TikTok, etc. Rationalizations for violence like this are everywhere online.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you wanted to talk about this in particular. And I do think he's right here.
I did. And I kind of almost want to put morality and our own personal feelings and ethics aside for a moment.
I think that's totally fair.
This is going to have a really big impact on streaming, online publishing, YouTube, everywhere. As more attacks have increasingly happened, there have been a large number of people who have been calling for the attacks. And I'm not talking about, just someone out there who's like, I don't like the Jews, or I'm not talking about those guys, right? And we can be annoyed at those guys, but put them off the side for a minute. But there's been a few folks, like if we just look at X, for example, Lucas Gage and Hinkle and a bunch of others who have made very specific statements calling for murder or violence, right? They've made specific statements. And because of that, they put the companies running these platforms in a very precarious position. In the United States, it is both a crime to incite violence, which is very difficult to prove, but with enough options, the likelihood of proving one or two of them increases. But it is also a crime to give any form of material support to a foreign terrorist organization. Whether you agree with those laws or disagree with those laws is kind of irrelevant, right? Though since those laws exist, all of these publishing platforms, which include Twitch with Hassan and X with Fuentes and many other folks, they're now in the position where they are either going to have to take some sort of pseudo-principled free speech stand and say all speech is fine and we're going to defend it. But because of that, they will now be in violation of multiple federal laws in a very real way at a time when the FBI, the DOJ, and many others are clearly motivated to prosecute those laws, right? So there's judges, lawyers, the head of the FBI, they're basically on it like a comet. And I don't think that most of those platforms are going to long-term try to take that stand that puts them in harm's way. They're going to have to, for their business, get rid of some of these people, which means silencing and censoring people for their speech, which is obviously going to make a lot of people very, very angry. But from a business standpoint, they're not really going to be left with a lot of choices. Otherwise, their investors and advertisers are going to yoink right out and they're out of business anyway. And then no one has any speech. So we, as people who are hardcore gamers, people who like streamers, people who publish to X or whatnot, we're going to be really impacted by this over the weeks and months ahead. And it's interesting when I see someone with the high profile of Asmongold who's coming out and saying, you know what, you need to get on top of this. People are now extremely, some of the most high profile streamers, YouTubers, podcasters, etc., are directly calling for X, Reddit, the FBI, the president to take action to silence and censor people. And I know you and we've both been silenced and censored plenty for the things we say. So I think we all have a knee-jerk reaction to say, wait, you can't silence people for what they say. I say inflammatory stuff all the time. You can't silence me. But in this case, we almost have to put that aside because now there's legal ramifications. It's very real legal ramifications for these corporations. And I think it's something that we as gamers, as nerds, whatever, we're going to have to kind of come to terms with one way or the other and kind of almost pick a side. And that's a crazy thing to me. But if you watch what's happening on X right now, you see people picking the side of you either are for, basically you're against Jews and for violence, or you're on the other side. And it seems like the sides are being picked. I don't know. I want to have this conversation, and I'd like to hear from you on this, considering what you guys do, of what you think should even happen. I'm genuinely curious.
So I think when it comes to the conversation of threats online, there's so many threats online that, that it'd be impossible to pursue them all. It just comes down to manpower. Now, in a situation like this, where there's a guy who, I don't know if he was on their radar or whatever, but, they're aware of, after something happens, naturally, you're going to be aware of something that happened. Right. But the question is, did they know that this person was saying, hey, I'm going to do this, do this beforehand? I'd say it only takes one visit from the FBI to straighten people up real quick. Like, I'm just saying, a couple agents show up at your door, and this doesn't mean you need to pursue them and put them in jail or put them in any sort of camp or anything like that. Just show up and be like, hey, just curious what you meant by these posts. And
so, what do you mean by that?
Right. And really, I think that's all it takes, is just one little visit. And I think most people will straighten up, because at a certain point, you F around, you find out. Right. And I don't think that takes up too much manpower. Maybe I'm wrong. You can maybe make a few of these visits a day. You get a couple agents together and you just show up. Hey, man, what's going on? I think that's probably one of the, and if anybody has any sort of voice online and that happens, all of a sudden they go, hey, I got visited by the FBI today. And then people go, why'd you get boys visited by the FBI? Well, my post about this, or whatever, and obviously they'll try to spin it as FBI bad, but
of course they will.
But they were going to spin it as FBI bad to begin with, right?
Right.
So, I look, I'm not a huge fan of any of the 3-letter agencies, right? Personally,
yeah, you're not alone in that one,
right?
Yeah.
But if they do their job as far as just showing up and just checking in, I think that can prevent a lot of things. Now, it's impossible to prevent, to check in on everybody. It really is. I'm not for more surveillance by any means, but if somebody is going out and they're publicly saying things on X or social media or on a Twitch stream, like, look, let's say Hassan Piker, right? Let's say he's saying what he's saying. Let's just say the FBI showed up on stream one day. Right. And they're like, hey, just wanted to know why you decided to talk to a terrorist. Just like,
yeah, why?
Let them stream it. Let it be the
let
biggest.
Let them talk about it.
Yes. Like
let them talk about it.
They can stream the whole thing live. And that's the thing is, if you're the FBI and you show up at a streamer's house with the intention of like you better have a really personable FBI guy who knows how to talk to an audience. And he's like, he's like interacting with the chat, what should I do? Should I, while he's doing it, but you got to be aware of the surroundings. So,
I started this crazy good conversation. This is an incredibly important topic. And I realized I'm up against a hard end.
Oh, okay.
I have to boot. Otherwise, my children are going to yell at me.
Yeah.
Because my oldest has to go to an event right now, and if she's late, it's my fault, and I'm the worst person ever.
We know that. Just don't feed her bags of milk. That's all.
Oh no, we're just doing bags of milk from here on out.
That's it. That's all I get. That's their diet.
Before I head off, I just want to say thank you guys for having me on. You guys are absolutely, truly delightful. You guys are fantastic, and it's nice for me to get to do something very, very different than what I normally do. So this is a lot of fun. Before I head off, by the way, everyone should go to lunduke.com. All right. Thank you.
Yes, for sure. Go to the.
I got to do the kid thing.
Yeah, love it. Go be dad.
Go talk amongst yourself. I gave you a topic,
and go continue this conversation with your kids. I'm sure it's really on their radar.
They'll find it riveting. They hear dad talk enough.
All right, everyone, go to Lunduke. See you later, buddy.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll hang on soon. All right, see you, buddy.
You got it.
All right, great stuff there from Lunduke. Got to be dad duty comes first, whether it comes to censorship conversations or whatever. Hey. I like that he drops this major bomb and we're having this really in-depth conversation.
See you later.
I got to take my kid to ballerina class. I love it. He's so much fun. All right. With that said, we'll somehow find a way into a clip for the channel. Good luck on that, Sam. All right. That was fun. I'm just imagining like, open up. All right, we got some supers to get to, guys. I'm sure the bag of milk memes.
It's the majority. It's just milk.
Yeah, milk conversations. Mm-hmm. Hit me with them bag of milk. Let's go.
All right. Slits for one says, I heard a rumor. BMO better buy bags for cucumber juice. Anyway, Video Gamer for 1.7 says, I think the bag thing that $1.70. I think the bag thing might make sense if you have a huge bags of liquid for industrial restaurant use. Keeps packaging cheap and you just dump it in a reusable dispenser for a actual use. For home use, carton or jugs make more sense. Yeah. Also, no milk bags at school in Missouri. So yes, I agree. Also, a lot of families who have a lot of children in Canada, they have milk bags. It's cheaper that way.
Nope.
Twitmine says Washington State Elementary School had bagged white and chocolate milk in the early 2000s. It was always funny to watch the first graders pierce the bag without putting their thumb over the other end of the straw and bang, covered in milk on the first day of school. Sucks to suck. That's funny. Wes says raw milk in glass jugs is the way to go. Anything else is as bad as plastic bag milk. Enrique says it's true. I also drink milk in a bag in elementary. Nudie says, Psycho Magus and other current or former service members, we salute you and appreciate your sacrifice. Side scrollers for the win. Thank you very much. Commodore fan says, slap that milk bag, Craig. You know you love it. Orthodox Monk says, I was being literal, not making innuendos. Yeah, goofballs.
Is this going to be a thing? Like, is this legitimately going to be a thing?
Can we have a milky bag emoji on our YouTube, please?
No.
Damn, I tried, guys. Aramis says we had
If you want,
milk and
listen,
chocolate.
if you want to
What?
make one, by all means.
So you're saying I can go on the back end and put a little emote of milk? I may just do that, chat. I may. We'll see. I don't really have the talent for making emotes, so we'll see. Aramis says, we had chocolate milk in schools until year 12 in a small little bag in Puerto Rico. Most early 90s to 2010s grew up drinking it from those little bags. See, look at that. The more you know, Craig. Wiss says, I think kind of consider streamer and their chat to be superficially similar to collective consciousness. That means we're all in a milk bag together. That ghost says, Blabs, my buddy in Canada, Nick, says plastic bags are just as bad as jugs. Nice try, home dog. Nice try.
No, the bag is malleable, which makes it worse.
You didn't even see the name, did you? He tried to make me say the N-word.
Well, of course.
You can't mess with the Zohan too fast. Too fast. Let's try. Max says nuclear reactors are not enriched enough to be weapons grades. Even Chernobyl did not go nuclear. West also says, at least it's not 1,000 square miles of windmills and solar panels. That's true. Big Papa says, Craig, you missed an opportunity for advertisement for King of the Couch. You should have had Blab sit on a couch. No! No! Mercenary says, at work catching the VOD, you're fired, Blabs. Good day. Good day to you too, Mercenary. Shamo says, what do you think of a plan? Taxes go to fund amusement parks so we can go for free. That way churches can offer free breakfast and transportation for families and promote God value. An amusement park? Sure, why not? Silas says, so Blabs didn't get a shut up ring yesterday. We could have had the reception at Buc-ee's and wear Harry Potter clothes. What? Anyway, TJ says, hey, Lunduke, we used to work together, kinda. I was pro services for Suze back in the day. I'm sorry we didn't get to this one for him.
Sorry.
Rudy says, swear to God, I thought Lunduke was Marty O'Donnell. They do kind of look similar, don't they? That's funny. And Armus says, I'm also running allergies, nauseated and without electrical power, yet here I am, stiff upper lip, Craig, my boy. I called him Craig. And then Game Hunter says, I'm going to Bulk Barn one day. It's burger time. Okay, I guess we have a very different definition of Bulk Barn. That's like where you get all the sweets and stuff. I don't know what you guys are talking about with burgers. Anyway, we're caught up now.
All right. Well, what a day, what a show, huh? Yeah, I'm ready to go. Here you go, Matthew coming in. Rest in peace, Jonathan Joss. All right. Well, you should go back and watch what we talked about earlier and see if you still feel the same way. All right, man. What a day, what a show. Who's joining us tomorrow, Blabs?
Arch.
Oh, Arch is joining us. That'll be good. All right, guys, hit the thumbs up button on the way out. Head over to sidescrollersplus.com. We are T-minus just about 10 days away from our first big event, King of the Couch. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. Use promo code COUCH, COUCH, and get $30 off your annual membership. In addition to King of the Couch, you'll get access to Kirsha's Q&A and chill tomorrow, as well as all other future events that we do, like King of the Couch, assuming King of the Couch goes awesome, which we hope it does. So make sure you guys show up and support over there. We'd really appreciate that. And guys, thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow with Arch. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.